What's up, guys? We have a severe warning now for Delta County in the UP. This is going to be, go ahead and take a peek at this real quick. It's going to be for quarter size hail as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds moving into Delta County. This is going to be the UP. A little bit of a surprise here, although we did have a storm earlier look quite potent up there. But this storm is hanging out, so we will track this as long as it's severe. We did plan to go live a little bit later on this evening to talk about tomorrow's and this evening's threat. Um, so we'll go over that when the severe is over. So bear with us here as we navigate this. But overall, severe warning is going to be in effect here for northern Delta counties in effect until 7:45 Eastern. So about 30 more minutes. Storm is producing large hail as well as potential damaging winds right along US 41 as well as 509 there, moving to the southeast. I don't see any towns on the Omega map here, but unless I zoom in really far here, it might be pretty rural up here. There's really no towns that I can call out in the path of this. So all I got to say is just northern Delta County here. It's pretty sparsely populated. So regardless, though, checking around other areas, there are multiple storms ongoing here in the state, all the way back toward Iron River, all the way back up here toward Munising. So again, this is going to be I don't believe there's a severe risk up there today, but further south here there is. Go ahead and pull up the SPC outlook just to verify that. No, there is no risk up there in the UP for severe today, but occasionally we get these one or two surprise storms that can pop up, like what's going on now. But there is a severe threat later on this evening for most of you guys down in southern Michigan. Again, we're going to go over that a little bit later on this evening. We did plan to go live around 8 o'clock. That's still the plan as long as nothing is severe. Otherwise, we're going to be staying in severe ops here. But overall, let's go ahead and track this a little bit. I'm going to go pull up my other radar here, see if I can pull up any town names or anything. Usually, Omega's pretty good at, putting townships and stuff on. But I'm not seeing anything in the path of this. And I don't see anything on my other radar either. So this is pretty sparsely populated, which is really good news. So not many people being affected here. Let's go ahead and track a little bit more so on the hail side of things. Hail core is directly over 41 there. GR2 is indicating hail upwards of 1.28 inches. And yes, indeed, looking at the CC, you can definitely see a lot of hail falling with this storm. So just south of Trinary and also east of Rock and Trombley is going to be where the storm is. Moving toward the 509 here, which is the only road that I see. Here's 442 33rd Road, also known as. This is going to be Rapid River Truck Trail. Moving toward that general area. And eventually, if it continues, its strength will be moved toward Ensign along Nama Junction, Isabella, Garden Corners, toward Cook. So that's got a ways to go before it gets to you guys down there. But again, northern Delta County, this severe warning is in effect for. And I was actually getting food while this went severe here. So I'm going to try to down this. I know Joel's here in the background too. He was actually getting food. We're about to prepare for our weekly stream tonight. So bear with us here. We're managing. Go ahead and pop out the chat here. What's up, Julie, Dawn in here? Got our mods. Awesome, guys. Good to see you. Shane, Ashley, Bob, Alicia, LG, Kevin. What's up, guys? This up here in the UP shouldn't be too big of a concern. The threats today, obviously damaging winds as well as potential large hail, although there really is no big risk, so to speak, up in the UP. Most of the risk comes later on this evening, which you're watching. We'll discuss here later on tonight. The tentative plan is 8 p.m. We'll do a briefing here as long as there's no severe weather ongoing. What's up, Tommy? What's up, Tammy? Sarah, Caden. We'll go over everything, guys, later on tonight. I know I have a lot of questions rolling in here for further south. We're not going to focus on that while in severe ops here. We're going to focus on that at our briefing. Again, 8 p.m. is the planned time as long as nothing else is severe in the state. So tune back in Facebook and YouTube. We'll be live there talking. If not around 8, probably shortly after that time frame. I was not prepared to go live, so I'm kind of like missing a lot of my usual stuff here. So I'm just trying to get my bearings set here. Okay. All right. See you, Nicole. And you guys welcome to come back at 8. I know a lot of you guys, probably 99% of you guys probably are not watching from Delta County. I'm going to have to guess. If you're tuning in from Delta County, let yourself be known in the chat here. I know it's a pretty sparsely populated area, but we know we got some population up here though, further south of the storm. But just kind of curious if anybody watching up here from Delta, let yourselves be known. Really can't call out any cities again because it's there's really no population where this thing is at right now. It's going to be tracking right along 41 toward 509. Just going to be to the south of Trombley, or sorry, Limestone. I thought there's Trombley up here somewhere. Trinary. Trinary is what it's called. East of Rock. As far as population centers go, it looks like it's mostly just forested areas up here. It looks like there could be one or two areas of a little bit of population centers here, but they don't have names on them. The new scan there is approaching 509 as we speak. This storm is moving at approximately 15 miles per hour. And these radar scans are coming in every 6 minutes. So we have about another 5 minutes worth to get to our next radar scan. So a lot of this can be watching, waiting radar here. I'm going to take a look at our few new scans we do have. A little bit of a weaker hail core there on the latest scan. Let's check out our velocity just to make sure we're not going to miss anything on velocity. There's your velocity indicating some form of hail potential falling, perhaps some downburst winds there all throughout here. What you see is reds and greens kind of sporadically mixed between. I wouldn't call it rotation, but I'd definitely say a good size hail core in there. Also with your CC, back it up one or two scans. Yeah, right there. That was your CC drop indicating likely some larger type of hail falling in there, but looks like it did weaken out just a bit latest scan, but you can still see it just kind of shifted more so to the east and south and did weaken just a bit. So regardless, good size hail falling here, probably some gusty winds as well. So I'm going to take a few bites of my food. If you're just tuning in, I was actually making my food, as is Joel right now. He's here in the background, but he's cooking in preparation for our coverage tonight. We're just getting ourselves ready. So a little bit early, but we're here. This is Michigan, Donna, the UP of Michigan. What's for dinner? It is basically my own version of sloppy Joe, essentially. It's meat with some cheese melted and some salad dressing on it, which is Thousand Island, which I like. So mix it all together. It tastes pretty good. I put on a bun, but I am allergic to wheat, so I can't do that. Can't do bread. It does taste pretty good, actually. As long as you have the right Thousand Island, it's really good. There are just some Thousand Island dressings that do not taste good at all. All right, zooming out here, a few storms up here. They are statemented. Blue boxes are not severe, but they are strong storms. Think of them as strong storm warnings. You call them special weather statements. This one up here is going to be for 30-mile-per-hour winds as well as pea-sized hail. That's going to be mainly, excuse me, for Algiers as well as Schoolcraft counties. And then also we have one way back here to the west toward Iron River. That's going to be Iron County. And that blue box over here is going to be expiring in 7 minutes. Winds in excess of 30 and also pea-sized hail. This one lone severe storm through Delta County, and they went severe on another one. Iron County, severe warning now. We're going to be talking 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail for Dickinson, Iron counties until 8 p.m. So now we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. This one doesn't look impressive on radar. Let's go ahead and take a peek at this from Green. Nope, it's close to Marquette. All right, let's take a peek at this one. Interesting move. I don't really. It doesn't look too impressive. I'll say that. But they may have had a report or something come in from the storm, so not surprising. Radar beam height at this storm location is about 3,000 feet. Also, some hail falling in there via CC, looks like. Take a peek at this core. It doesn't look too impressive, just some reds and yellows in there. But looking on CC, not that one, this one, perhaps some hail falling in there, which may indicate some type of severe might be happening with that. All right. So 2 severe warnings now for the UP. Iron Dickinson County, your warning expires in 36 minutes. You're looking at 8 p.m. Delta County, northern Delta County, expires in 20 minutes. Get this food going here. Don't have to worry about this anymore. All right, now I'm back. Food is gone, so that should be not an issue anymore. Getting the page updated with the graphics. All warnings are automated to our page, but the graphics are still hand posted. So one of us has to usually do that. Usually it's our Mike from behind the scenes, but tonight it'll be me, I believe, or Joel. Get these updated. All right, those are good. All right, let's go ahead and dive right back in here. So 2 severe warnings in effect, both for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail or quarter size in diameter. The right side yellow box here is going to be for northern Delta counties. There's no population centers being affected by this, according to Radar Omega or GR2. So it's kind of hard to see what's being affected here besides just rural wooded areas, perhaps some campgrounds maybe. I'm not really familiar with the UP. to know for sure what's going on in Northern Delta County. But regardless, if you live in Northern Delta in the yellow box here along 41 to 509, you guys should be indoors away from windows as the storm moves through. Another storm popping up over here that just went severe just to the east of Crystal Falls. Going to cross M69 here towards Sagola Township and eventually Felch. The storm may be producing larger types of hail as seen on our CC product. Although velocity doesn't look too impressive, would not be shocked to see some gustier winds in there. There's your hail tracker there. It does have a decent signature showing up, so keep an eye on that. Again, the brighter color you get there, the reds, pinks, whites, purples, that indicates a little bit better of a signature for perhaps some larger hail. Not always, but usually when you get those brighter colors, that's what it means. Also, when you correlate that to the correlation coefficient, the CC, you're also matching that up with this little bit of what we call a CC drop here. Not tornadic, we call CC drops for other stuff besides tornadoes. We see a little bit of a drop there in our correlation coefficient where the hail could be falling. Matches pretty well with our VIL hail tracker, as well as velocity, or not velocity, but as well as reflectivity, as well as the brighter purples and red colors would be where the hail core is falling. So that's going to be over Mansfield, about to cross M69/M95. I'm not sure what it's called here. It must be 69 through here to 95 down and above it. Not sure what's up with that. Granite Bluff, Metropolitan, as well as Felch is going to be in the path of this storm. Again, this warning goes until 8 o'clock on the dot, and the other one for Delta expires in about 15 or so minutes. All right, looks like they went ahead and downgraded this warning just a bit. No longer 60-mile-per-hour winds on the storm. They are saying quarter-size hail is still possible on the northern Delta County storm, and they did trim the extreme portions of northern Delta here out of that warning. So a trim back, an update, so to speak. So you're worried about hail now with the storm, not wind. And that hail core looks like it's also on its way out. So they may drop this warning here at the next update here in a few minutes. Wouldn't be shocked at that at all. I have a charger. I think it's back here. It is back here. Could be a long night, most likely for us. If not, you know, we're not going to be live. We're going to be tracking these storms regardless behind the scenes here. So we're gearing up here for a potential all-nighter. We'll go over what's expected tonight a little bit later on. Again, 8 o'clock was our scheduled time for the briefing for tonight. Whether we get to that on time, we'll have to kind of see. As long as there's severe happening in the state, we are not going to do a briefing until there's no more severe worries. If we have to, we'll do a built-in briefing. But stick around for 8 o'clock. You guys are waiting for that. That's going to be the planned time frame for our briefing for you guys downstate. There's a severe threat tonight. Would appreciate if you guys hit that like button for me. Helps us out a lot. It's free to do so. It's the best way to support us without opening your wallet. Sharing, liking, commenting, it's always appreciated. So I want to mention and point out that there are a couple other storms here that do have hail cores on them, perhaps hail cores. These storms are popping up here all throughout the area here. This is going to be in Dickinson County. GR2 is indicating hail just under 1 inch in diameter. Also over here in northern Delta, go up a little bit over here. This one right here looks like, yes, right here. This one that's not warned may also be producing some larger type of hail as well. So these are popping up quite a bit. There's no severe risk from SPC up in these areas. These storms are moving south, so they should be out of the UP here in an hour or so. So the threat here shouldn't be too long-lived. I would be watching this storm right here. This storm looks like it's went from nothing to 60 dBz. So I would keep an eye on that storm. That's going to be right on the county line of Marquette as well as Dickinson. No warning on it. Wouldn't be shocked if they put a statement at least on it. Oh yeah, for sure. I bet you the CC is showing hail too. Yeah, a little bit of some. Wouldn't be shocked if they put a statement or a warning on that one if that continues. I also wouldn't be shocked if they were to cancel this one. They may continue it though, just because the storm behind it also could be a hazard as well for Northern Delta. I do not have another water jug by me, or do I? I do. Cool. Hey, Joel's here.
I need to stop making food every time there's severe.
Put your volume down just a few.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That should be better.
Not really.
What?
Blast my eardrums, dude.
Like, are you hearing yourself or are you hearing just me being loud?
It's loud. Louder than usual.
Okay. How about now?
Speak.
Hello?
That's better.
Okay. There we go. Yes, this is in the UP.
Yeah, taking a zoom out here, you are way up there in the UP. So there is a concern later tonight for Lower Michigan. We'll go over that. Again, scheduled at 8 p.m. Whether we'll get to that, if there's severe going on, we'll have to delay that until there's no more severe. Or if severe keeps happening, we'll have to kind of do a built-in briefing. But do expect a briefing for later tonight, right around that 8 p.m. time frame. I'm loud too. I can turn myself down. Is that better? All right. So a few things to go over here. I'll be watching the storm on the Marquette-Dickinson County line closely. Looks like the strongest one of the bunch right now. This storm did have a good hail core on it. Let's go ahead and check on the latest update here. A little bit of something in there, perhaps just south of Mansfield there on the hill tracker. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Velocity still looks kind of supportive of some downbursts, perhaps, but your hail continues right there. It's pretty good hail core just south of Mansfield there, tracking right toward M69 Segola Township. Popping back over here. And that storm that's warned in Northern Delta, the hail core is gone, but the one we just mentioned a few minutes ago, that hail core is strengthening. So I wouldn't be shocked if they continue that warning just for that secondary storm coming behind it. I also see they just put SWS, I believe, on our storm we've been talking about here. Wait for it to pop in. But wait for a blue box here. There it is. So looking at that storm, they're going to say it's capable of producing hail up to 1/2 inch in diameter, as well as winds in excess of 30. Not a surprise at all. Jeremy has become a channel member. Appreciate your support of the channel, Jeremy. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, Jeremy.
It is a statement and warning festivity. That's not the right word.
It's a good word to use.
We've had, I don't know how many statements today up here.
Too many.
I took a nap.
All while you were napping.
Yep, I took a nap and I woke up and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Like, how many got issued?
New one for Southern Marquette County there.
Yeah, I just went over that one.
I just popped in on my phone, so.
Yeah, winds in excess of 30 as well as 1/2 inch hail. Looking at the VIL and all that, looks like it's about as strong as the other storms that are currently warned. So looks like it's actually a little bit stronger on the wind side, perhaps. That storm's going to be crossing over into Marquette County here. Not seeing anything. Okay, here's Alfred, Northland, and Reed, although this storm is tracking more so to the north of you guys, heading toward 557 here. I don't see any large population centers. That's kind of how the UP is. A majority of these counties, there's only a very few towns up here, which is really good news, honestly. But still impactful for the people who happen to live up there.
Yep, this is just the UP so far. We're also watching a developing MCS off to the west in Illinois and Wisconsin. That will push into our southern counties later tonight. Right now, estimated around midnight. We do have a timing map up now on our Facebook page for y'all. For all y'all.
That actually is starting to develop there. I just noticed in Wisconsin. Just kind of peeking out of this really quickly to kind of go over that very briefly. These are the storms out here in Wisconsin. I'll go ahead and take a one panel so it's easier for you guys to look. Here's Michigan over here. These storms are the ones we're watching that are going to track east-southeastward. As Joel said, southern counties of Michigan have the highest concern, roughly from, we're going to say 96 south, but I think the threats can be tied more so to 94, as of right now at least. So we'll watch that. I have not seen the updated models yet, so just by judging how it's moving now in the current what's out there on radar, I'd say 96 south from Grand Rapids to Flint and south. I think that matches pretty well with the SPC outlook too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Nope, no storms right now downstate. Can we check Canada? We're not the Ontario storm chasers, are we?
We can be for a minute.
There were some storms that were over on Lake Huron earlier that did move into Canada. Not sure how those are going though.
Wait, where? Over here in Ontario?
Yeah, I think they're over in Ontario by now.
Yeah, nothing on Eastern Ontario at least. Not much going on. Not much at all. Okay, let's put a post out.
Do we have anybody in here watching from the UP tonight?
Yeah, I asked that when you were getting your food. I don't think I got any replies. What is the population of the UP? I know it's Michigan in general, but is there an exact population for up there?
I think it's under a mill.
Yeah.
Andrew's watching from the UP.
Hi, Andrew. I kind of find it crazy because UP is in no severe risk today. I popped the outlook on the page here, or on the overlay. There's your SPC outlook. It's way down here. So let's leave that on for now. Looks like they canceled the severe warning now for Delta, but they continued the one over here for, this is going to be Dickinson County. So only one warning in the state. Maybe we will get on here for an 8 p.m. briefing, Joel. Fingers are crossed. But these storms are continuing to pop up, so would not be shocked if we have a few more warnings out of these. None of these really look overly concerning outside of some hail. Perhaps some gusty winds. Nothing's catching our eye that pops out and goes, yikes. Nothing like that. But
that storm that was previously severe thunderstorm warning has backwards development on it too. So we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that they actually canceled that warning just because that storm to the north of that one did look pretty explosive. It still kind of is.
Right there over US 41 for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of hail core, perhaps on VIL. So moving to the exact same areas too. Let's check our CC on that. Yeah, there's probably some hail falling with that one. Matches up pretty good with that purplish color there on radar. We'll see if they.
I was gonna say these storms aren't projected to get really much into the lower peninsula. Maybe the northern lower up by the bridge, but we're watching more off to the west over in Wisconsin, Illinois for lower peninsula. All hazards possible tonight for sure, mainly in southwest corner of lower Michigan. Otherwise, it's going to be just a damaging wind threat for everybody in that marginal risk.
Yeah, there's a lot developing there in northern Delta again.
Sure. Could almost see maybe a flood advisory go in effect if some of these areas keep getting training storms.
Yeah, moving pretty slow too, about 20 or 30 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
A bow echo is just a term we use for a line of storms that bows out. So think of like a bow and arrow. The bow is curved like a backwards C shape. And all along that leading edge of that line of storms, or the bow echo, we use it as a term to identify damaging winds and the potential for those. Looking at the latest model, Joel, we'll go over that here a little bit later on, but there's a couple things here that intrigue me for tonight in Southwest Michigan.
Yeah, we'll see if it takes a dip south or not. Which means that sets up the boundary for Monday being further south as well.
Right. Yeah, how tonight plays out in southern lower Michigan will take an effect on how Monday plays out for tomorrow. So we're watching very closely tonight. All right, this severe warning up there in Dickinson County is in effect for 15 more minutes. It's going to be for quarter-size hail. They did drop the wind on this as well down to 50, so no longer concern for severe winds, but gusty, non-severe winds still remains a concern. Hail up to an inch in diameter is going to be your main concern here as that approaches 69 Sagola Township here toward Felch, Metropolitan. I don't see any other population centers here. So, again, this is going to be south central, more so central Dickinson County. The yellow box, orange box. I could probably go a little bit darker on those boxes to match the graphic.
Oh, the surrounding color?
Yeah, I'm trying to match it up to. Trying to match it. Looks like it's a little bit more yellower than the graphic we have.
It's like a hot orange.
I think we can actually. Yes. Is that a bit better?
Looks good to me.
Okay, we'll leave it be.
It's close enough.
Okay, Julie. All right. So I'm going to not pop out, but I'm going to pop out my other device here and get the briefing stream ready.
Sounds good.
I'm going to schedule it for 8, but if we're still live here tracking severe, it'll be delayed.
Yep.
I typed 2044. We are 20 years in the future.
Nice. So for those who are wondering about the hazards for tomorrow, or I should say tonight, spc.noaa.gov. It's going to be your source. Again, it's an all hazards. Technically, the only place that all hazard threat is right now is going to be Berrien County, as well as portions of Van Buren and Cass. Elsewhere, it's just a damaging wind threat. But again, hazards can and will occur outside of those counties. So let's be on alert. We are using Radar Omega and also GR2. Not currently displayed, but we have it.
Looks like they're opting for another SWS here for Dickinson County for those storms we've been talking about. A big SWS as well. They're going to say this one is going to be for winds in excess of 30 as well as half-inch hail. So they're sticking with less than severe hail and less than severe winds. I do believe we have chasers out tonight in Southwest Michigan. Got a couple of them, I believe. These storms were not expected to be severe, Skylar. That's the only thing we didn't really expect today.
I will say I was looking at the HRRR runs when you were asleep, Ryan, and some of them were starting to pick up on potential supercellular modes up in the UP. Just didn't get the wording out in time.
Right.
But, that's what happens when it changes every hour. It's hard to pinpoint when and where, if any, severe.
Yeah, with these types of systems, we said it like I don't know how many times already over the past couple of days, but this pattern that we're in is really very fluid, so things can change quickly. Kevin, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to our lovely subscribers here on YouTube. Appreciate your support, Kevin, and you guys who are gifted, welcome to the team.
Thank you. Again, those gifted memberships are on YouTube, so if you aren't subscribed on YouTube, it's free to do. Special weather statement is basically a strong storm that's not severe, so that's going to be winds from 30 to 55 miles per hour and hail less than an inch in diameter. Sometimes they also issue special weather statements if funnel clouds are spotted. Again, we are going to answer all your questions, hopefully, in that severe weather briefing later here in a couple minutes when the severe does dwindle down. So stay tuned for that. This is currently a severe weather coverage live stream tracking Dickinson County right now where severe is currently ongoing. Spear storm should stay mainly north of US 2 as it tracks off to the southeast there.
Yeah, tracking that with a path. I'm not sure I'm going to get any cities, but go ahead and do that real quick here.
It's moving at 30.
Metropolitan 7:55, Theodore 8:01, Felch Mountain and Felch at 8:01 and 8:02 p.m. Foster City 8:11, Hardwood 8:15, Hylas 8:17, Helps 8:25, Faunus at 8:35, and LaBranche at 8:39.
Take note, all those times are in Eastern time, so that means bump it down by an hour if you're in Central, because that county is Central.
Yeah, you're right. Zintac, thank you for gifting 5 Michigan Storm Chaser memberships. Appreciate your support. And for those of you who are just gifted, welcome to the team, guys. Oh no, bright lights back.
Kendall with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Kendall, for your support of the channel. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Severe warning is set to expire in about 6 minutes. Once that does so, we will likely jump into a bit of a pause, like about a 5-minute pause perhaps, and then we'll go live shortly after. It's a good cell popping up there.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that up here in a second. This is going to be, looks like going to be in the Delta, very far southwest corner of Marquette. Southeast corner, sorry. About to move into Delta, Western Delta. Very good CC on that one. Are these storms coming toward Petoskey? If they hold together, potentially, although right now they're not expected to hold their strength over towards you. So you got a long ways for these storms to get to you if they hold together at all.
Again, we do have that timing map up on our page on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. It is over there for you guys to look at. And that's for overnight tonight. Oh, Sean from Virginia. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, severe is no longer there. So I'd be kind of concerned for this one right there too. I don't want to hop off here immediately or not. But no severe. That was just dropped for Dickinson County. What do you think, Joel?
I'd say hop off at 8. Give it
Okay.
about 4 more minutes just in case.
Are you good for like 2 minutes? We'll use the bathroom.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. I'll be back.
Yep. We will get the timing map over on Twitter here in a couple minutes. Try and do that right now. Now, these storms are in the UP, so these aren't really heading towards Grand Rapids. We're watching a separate system off to the west in Wisconsin and Illinois. Yes, definitely everywhere is possible after midnight tonight, mainly south of US 10 in Lower Peninsula. Again, that timing map is over on Facebook if you guys want to see the exact locations of where we're thinking at what certain times. And then again, we'll break down everything here in our severe weather briefing coming up. So if you want to save your questions for that, that would be appreciated. And right now we're tracking a couple of strong thunderstorms right now across portions of Menominee and Dickinson, and I believe that is Schoolcraft County. Sorry, Delta County. Schoolcraft County is the one to the right there where Hiawatha is at. We have a new special weather statement for Grand Marais as well. 30-mile-per-hour winds, pea-sized hail possible. So if you know anybody up in the Grand Marais area in north central UP, feel free to share the word there. Strong thunderstorm moving through. Just came off of Lake Superior and moved on land. It looks like it may just clip downtown Grand Marais here on my radar. But right now, the strongest thunderstorm that we're seeing is right there entering portions of northwestern Delta County, which is going to be to the northwest of Gladstone, Michigan, as you can see there on radar. We are going to be going to a separate room for our briefing tonight. This is just strictly severe weather coverage right now, which right now there's nothing severe going on. But we are here for another maybe a couple minutes just in case, because the storm is still borderline severe, especially the one entering Delta County right now. Detroit will be later this morning, as in Monday morning. Looking at probably about 4 to 6 a.m. via timing map. But we'll be up all night tracking for y'all. Team No Sleep. Also, MSC After Dark will be happening probably. So might get a little bit of a more ASMR session for those members who were watching our watch party last night. That happened. Encouragement if you want to become a channel member for sure. But y'all will keep us going tonight. I can guarantee it. Anytime there's a lull in the action, we'll be talking to y'all. But for those who missed it, I was not here at the start of this severe weather coverage because I went and decided to make my dinner, and 2 minutes later went severe warn, so I could not, stop cooking my food. It would have been bad. New scan coming in from the Marquette radar. Again, these scans right now are very slow, 6 minutes apiece. So we're kind of just waiting a while for the next scan to come in. But if this scan doesn't look anything too crazy, we'll probably call it. Yes, we actually had Ben in here last night as well. That was fun. Nothing in Saginaw right now. Everything strong and severe related is right now in the UP. I'm going to try and pull my radar in here real quick. Nope, we are going to discuss everything for tomorrow on a separate briefing. Here is your live radar across the lake. This is what we have to look for southern and central Michigan later tonight. Is a Boeing segment that will at some point form, but right now it's very raggedy and cellular. Will eventually become a line that those pink boxes there in Wisconsin and Illinois are a severe thunderstorm watch. And we could see an extension downstream. If anything, it will be for Southwest Michigan. But right now, nothing going on in Southern Michigan in terms of current storms. Everything right now is up here in the UP, where we have a couple of special weather statements going on.
What's up, Joel?
Welcome back. A new special weather statement while you're away for Grand Marais that I went over for P's and 30-mile-per-hour winds. Looks to be moving just very, very close to vicinity of Grand Marais, but it might miss just to the south. At least the heaviest of the core.
Gotcha.
Again, we will go over everything for tonight on our other live stream. Right now, we are covering the storms in the UP. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in a separate room. It's tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m., but again, we're still kind of in somewhat of severe weather ops right now, so we're closely monitoring. We did put out a PSA on Facebook for those who follow us there that it may be delayed. And right now, it is currently delayed. Not seeing too much on CC right now in terms of any large hail. There was previously, but not anymore. Base velocity winds are lackluster at best. A couple pockets there, maybe near rock. And that matches up well with the strongest of DBZ on our base reflectivity radar. This is heading right down M35 into Gladstone and Escanaba here, probably within the next 30 minutes. To join the channel, there is a join button. If you're watching on a desktop, it should be right below this stream on YouTube. Can't take the anticipation. Let's start the briefing. If only we could.
What's going to happen, though, if we just hop out of here and start the briefing is these storms will go severe as soon as we're out of the room. And then we'll have to make a whole nother room for severe coverage and to go off that one. It's just, no. It'd be easier to stay on here until these storms don't look threatening anymore.
We have a tendency here at MSC to go away from our post and something goes severe. This just happened literally 45 minutes ago and I went to make food.
Happens a lot.
Our most recent example. And the next one would probably be if we got offline here. Tomorrow's enhanced risk is going to be 4 tomorrow night. And again, we'll go over that a little bit as well in our briefing later.
Get this all set up so we're ready to roll.
Yep. Fordo, we missed you last night. Joel, you can't make food tomorrow night. I guess I'll just starve for the greater good then. See, that's fine. Greater good. MSC is the greatest good you ever have.
Is that an Incredibles quote?
The Incredibles quote, yeah, but twisted for MSC. Great movie for those who haven't watched.
I love it.
So good it took them 16 years or whatever for a sequel.
Yeah, those storms out there in Wisconsin are taking off. So we'll probably have a good complex here taking shape next hour, an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Got severe warnings popping up all over those storms across Illinois, Wisconsin.
I'll bring my laptop downstairs tomorrow night if I have to cook food. Although I just made a bunch of turkey burgers and the rest are going to be leftovers. So actually, I got to go put them in the fridge because they're cooling down. Ryan, you got it for a minute?
Of course, I got it for a minute. I don't got it for a minute. My radar was pulled off. So let me load it back in here. Let's go ahead and pop the radar back in. There we go. So no severe currently in the state, but these storms are estimated for various amounts of wind, probably upwards of 40 miles per hour, I'm going to say. Some of these do expire here pretty soon. Looks like winds in excess of 30 and pea-sized hail for a majority of these. So a couple areas here to go over. These storms are going to be moving into Menominee, Delta, as well as Dickinson counties, as well up there toward Alger County, as well as Schoolcraft County eventually, perhaps, although right now they're being brushed by the edges of both of these storms. So.
Y'all had to witness the squeaky door. I have a lot of out-of-state watchers recently. Welcome in. I know we're Michigan specific, but there's no rules against watching us from other states, so we do appreciate y'all chilling with us. Weekend's been all right. Been dealing with some grogginess, both Ryan and I, over the course of today, with rotating naps.
Gonna be a long night.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially.
No, Tom. We're not even in the same place. Stop it.
You all think we may have an office together? No, we don't. We're at our homes. We are 200 miles plus apart from each other. We're not a broadcasting station. We're independent here.
Mm-hmm. All volunteer.
Yep. Let's check out our VIL here. I know you're live there, Joel, but I'm just going to take a peek at these. They do have a couple hail cores there. One near Felch. Looks like another one right in the border between Marquette and Menominee counties. Moving into a Delta area as well. These could contain what we're going to say medium-sized hail. Wouldn't be shocking there. A lot of rain, though. A lot of rain and a lot of lightning.
Ryan's in Southeast Michigan. I'm in Central. How did I get sucked into MSC? It was just a group of guys, all storm chasers from Michigan, that came together, and this blossomed from that. You may get big enough to have a main office. Yeah.
Hope so.
That would be the dream, but no, we're not close to that. If everybody did the $3 subscription a month, maybe. But again, that's totally optional. We don't make you guys pay for it. So forgot to turn your lightning bolt on, Ryan. It's bright though, guys. It's camera quality right now is not doing it such a favor. It's like a halo. Oh my.
Hold on.
Oh.
No, for some reason though, the batteries are they're dead, so I have to plug it in USB, and USB is like, here, have a lightning bolt, a legit lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, batteries didn't last too long. I may have more of these though. I don't know.
Hand wrench, be careful what you say. We had some people from West Michigan saying that earlier this year, and next thing you know, June 25th happened, and they got smacked with the 80-mile-per-hour winds.
New statement coming out for Gladstone. Looks like just an extension of the current one. That expires in a minute. So an extension down, another half hour worth of statements here. They're going to say winds are in excess of 30 and half-inch hail. So we're not too terribly close to severe. And I just locked my chair. I can't rock. There it goes.
Yeah, we'll do the briefing here as soon as this weather kind of clears the UP.
We do have chasers tonight. We got a couple. We got Cody, we got Chandler, Alex, I believe, as well. So yes, we will have some chasers in Southwest tonight.
Will you guys ever build a vehicle like the Dominator? Again, this is all volunteer work. We don't get paid a living wage to do this. So a Dominator like vehicle, which is like 750 grand or whatever. That's
probably
that
more
could be decades away.
Yeah, probably more than that in today's economy or inflation, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, it is possible to have negative Felicity, anticyclonic. Speaking of Felicity, our store, linked below.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Are we we're about to get rid of our 4th of July merch soon, right?
It's already gone.
Oh, well.
Too late.
Too late.
If you guys want it, we have a very, very select quantity left. So otherwise just save it for next year.
So there's like some sort of cheese-shaped shield that prevents us from getting any nasty storms. And aren't you better hope there's not any Wisconsin people watching the stream, because they will fire back.
Yeah, these storms out here in Wisconsin look like they're cranking.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a really good MCS, perhaps.
These pesky storms just don't want to go. Faster horses this weekend, as in next weekend.
Yeah, it ain't this weekend.
As I say, well, it is already Sunday, so it would make sense it's next weekend. Next weekend's looking pretty dry, preliminary, but rain could pick up about 8 days from now. Is preliminary what we're seeing. Action returns, but we could see right now preliminary a dry stretch beyond Tuesday. We'll see though.
It'll be much welcomed. Because forecasting these past 4 days have been, or past 3 days have been a nightmare.
Our bad roads will prevent us from getting severe weather.
Wait, what?
That's what one of the comments said. Diane says her MSC coffee mug's on the way. Nice. Very close there, Middleville. The threats for the next couple nights are going to be, well, the next couple days are going to be pretty much at night. So we could have back-to-back overnight events.
Keep an eye on this storm moving into Menominee County. Looks like some heightened velocity there. And the radar's picking this up roughly about,
Ryan, does your special weather statement show storm relative motion or whatever? Storm motion vectors on them at the bottom?
No.
Anywhere?
Nope.
I have to manually do it. Are you serious?
This is moving into northern Menominee towards Schaefer Bark River, right along Highway 69, M69 here. Faunus, LaBranche, Whitney, and Perrinville. Or Perronville. I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
That's maybe something I can do. I mean, I have my pickleball tournament on Friday, so I'll be preparing for that. But something I could do this week is maybe work on that pronunciation booklet a little bit in our dry days.
It's been extremely hard to get anything done outside of severe weather coverage.
Yes, it has. Appreciate your future support, Sarah. Right now, nothing going on in the Lower Peninsula. But storms are possible anywhere in the Lower Peninsula between now and Tuesday. Which I was taking a look at Tuesday as well, Ryan, and if there's a low pressure system up in the Lake Superior right now that looked like it could produce maybe some storms across northern lower, but again, that was just one run. So
yeah, kind of curious about Tuesday. Miles been going back and forth, showing a threat, not a threat. So
yeah.
See Kevin on here again, gifting 10 memberships. So Kevin, appreciate your support of our channel, and welcome to the team, guys, who are just gifted those memberships.
Thank you, Kevin. As always. Everyone here just have an unhealthy obsession with cheese. I know I do.
Swiss. Good. Swiss.
Again, as always, if you are subscribed on YouTube for free and have allowed gifted memberships on, you may have just been gifted the membership courtesy of Kevin. Yes, we will be live if severe happens later tonight as well. Sacrificing our sleep schedule as always. Oh, I'm going to get that post up on Twitter for y'all. We're wondering about the timing map. It's on Facebook, but I have not gotten it to Twitter yet or X. If you don't follow us on X, it's at MI Storm Chasers.
Getting winds roughly about 30 to 35 miles per hour, about 2,500 feet off the ground. So perhaps some stronger winds there moving into Menominee County. Radar scans every 6 minutes here. We're kind of in the dark between those 6-minute scans. So just going to be a waiting game of that new update here. Should be coming out next minute or two. See Joni. Thank you, Joni, for gifting membership. Appreciate your support.
Sharing the
team.
love. Paying it forward, so to speak. Appreciate you.
It's got not a video sent to us, but on Twitter here, the storm out there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin is really gusting. That storm means business.
Ooh.
I'm going to send it to you, Joel, while you're on Twitter.
I'm on MSC Twitter, so.
Okay, I'll send it there too.
Okay, I'll just go back to mine. It's fine.
Okay. Special marine warning now for this storm out in Escanaba, Nama, over to Garden. Not sure the exact term for this. Looks like it's going to be Green Bay north, the line from Cedar River to Rock Island until 9:30. Wind gust of 34 knots or greater and small hail. So in anticipation of the storm, moving over water, they're going to go ahead and let you guys know who are out boating or marine life. You guys need to be off the waters or at least take your precautions out there. Yeah, this is really impressing me out there in Wisconsin. I've said that before. I'll say it again. It's impressing me the way it's coming together.
That's pretty gusty. We're ahead of the National Weather Service. Nice. They do pop up on the radar pretty quick, at least on Radar Omega. GR2, it takes a few second delay behind Omega, but it's still pretty quick. This is no longer severe weather coverage, just severe cheese coverage, according to chat.
We're probably about done, honestly, with this. This is going to be...
Still got to get through Menominee County.
Yeah. That one area continues to look gusty.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing M69 right now near Faunus. LaBranche as well. Some gustier winds showing up there on radar. And that appears to be the strongest of these storms, but still some gusty winds possible along the line. I just think the strongest is going to be down here in Menominee County.
Nope, briefing is still on its way. We're trying not to jinx it by jumping off and having to jump back in here. If you want to Preliminary timing map is already up on Facebook and X. Search MI Storm Chasers. You haven't followed us on either of those platforms yet.
New SWS coming in, looks like, for Luce County. There it is.
Riding right down the shore.
Yep. They're going to say winds in excess of 30 as well as pea-sized hail. Strongest of that storm appears to be right on the lake shore. It's going to take our Canadian radar. It's closer. It's still on shore there. Moving right along 58 here. I don't see any. Okay, there's Deer Park. I don't see any other townships, though. So Deer Park is the only area. There's one down here, Pine Stump Junction. Those general areas here. Pea-sized hail, winds in excess of 30 miles per hour. There actually is a decent signature for velocity there.
Which way is it head? Is it heading onto the lake though? Or is it going down the shore?
Good question.
It's like a downburst. Ooh.
Kind of both.
Yeah.
More so easterly.
Storm shape is inappropriate. Y'all need to get your head out of the gutter. Got the sun in my face now. That's pretty neat. Just now seeing the asperatus clouds with the rain boots beneath them on our Facebook page from Nate, who was flying in from Chicago, it looks like. Or flying to Chicago. That's really cool. Yep, there is a tornado warning in Illinois right now. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. That's way over on the Mississippi River between Iowa and Illinois, though, so that's really far away.
I also peeked at the real-time data here. The environment over there is much better than what we have over here for now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also something to keep in mind.
Nick's in here, but from Facebook.
Nick.
Yep, we will be going live on our stream. Probably going to be around 9 at this point. Push it back from 8 to 9. It's about when these storms will be pushing on to Lake Michigan.
Fairly soon, although we got a good ways to go here from Menominee County.
Mm-hmm.
That one area that's not in a statement is a little more concerning to me, at least. I'm not sure why I didn't put a statement on that.
Yeah. Fire up chips, you know it. That's why that license plate is there, so people can comment about it. Middleville is, you can consider that Southwest Michigan. It's pretty much just central West Michigan, though. We're talking more down by the 94 corridor.
One good thing about waiting till 9 for this briefing is we're going to get the 0-0-Z runs of some of these models coming out. So that's going to help us a little bit to kind of communicate tonight, but also tomorrow for you guys a little bit better, perhaps.
Yeah, that's why I waited last night as well until 9. What's Wisconsin's tornado count at? Ryan, do you know?
I do not know. I have not updated that since May 7th. I just stopped doing it. We got so many, dude.
Yeah, that's true. And even if these storms are not producing severe, this is quite the downpour heading directly down US 41, right down M35, and as well as M69, right there in Delta and Menominee counties. So careful if you're driving up there tonight for sure. Turn on your hazards if visibility does drop super low.
Yes, SPC does come out at 9 p.m. as well, so that'll be the final outlook to wait for too. That's a good point.
For day one, yeah.
Yeah.
Day two is going to be that 2 o'clock. Probably not going to have a watch party tonight, given the fact that severe will probably be ongoing at that point. So.
For right now, Rachel, yes, but later tonight, Southwest Michigan, pretty much all of South Michigan, we're going to say South 96 has a chance of severe. Highest chance right now, probably Southwest, like think Kalamazoo areas.
Points west and south of Kalamazoo, kind of, as well as Kalamazoo itself. SPC is about every 4 to 6 hours on day one. Sorry, I interrupted you.
You're good.
Definitely still the gustiest of winds heading right down 69 towards Schaefer. If it's Schaffer, I'm going to leave Michigan if it's pronounced like that. But Schaefer, keep in mind, it's heading your way. Bark River as well, especially Escanaba too, and Gladstone. Almost a slam dunk for you guys, although it is starting to curve a little bit to the east. Notice in the last couple scans. Correct. Southwest Michigan would be the reason why there would be no watch party tonight.
Yeah, I want to try the Outbreak game too, eventually. Haven't had time though.
Make sure to get a computer with about 100 gigs on it.
What?
Something like that. Something crazy.
What? Never mind. Got a video sent in from Cody from Escanaba. Gonna take a peek at that real quick. Looks like he has a nice, what's a time lapse? Perhaps a shelf cloud moving in.
The reason why the storms look like they're moving fast is because they're 6-minute scans, so they're actually moving quite slow in comparison. So if I stop it, there we go. That scan to that scan is 6 minutes. So it goes through, it takes about 5 to 10, or it takes about 10 minutes to just get to the town of Perkins there, for example. So it is moving quite slow. Again, for those just tuning in, these storms are not expected to stay together into the lower peninsula. Could see a couple showers and rogue thunderstorms up there in Charlevoix and Emmett counties, perhaps later here around 10 or 11. But general consensus is that these storms will fall apart and will not pose a severe risk. But if they do, we'll be here. Be prepared, not scared, and my ASMR voice is the best. I did say that last night. VIL is kind of broad still on this. ZDR updrafts are still kind of there. KDP index says this is mainly heavy rain though, and not hail. See if that lines up with any. Yeah, it's all heavy rain. It looks like for now. But yeah, we'll be doing the briefing here probably around 9 o'clock once these storms move on to the lake.
So what's going to happen, Joel, is at 8:57 we're going to be wrapping up, and then I'll hit the end stream button, and we'll have a severe pop in.
Because of course. All those warning boxes just popped up in Illinois all at the same time there.
Yeah, I'm watching it here. It's developing quite nicely.
Time lapse in Escanaba. This looks like it might almost miss Escanaba, but it should still be on pace for Gladstone here. Depends on which bunkers kind of prevail here, because they're kind of all converging here on Gladstone. So is it going to turn left or is it going to turn right? That's the question. I love the special marine warning with a little bit of a appendix on it here. It's got narwhal. It's the green line across the state.
Oh, that's just radar clutter.
Yeah, there's a water tower just south of the Marquette radar. It's causing this to be like that. Beam blockage, as we call it. It's not actually rain, it's just bad data. Looks like southern Menominee County will at least be spared tonight from this. That line over there in Eagle River, Wisconsin appears to be bowing south. Scratching my head. Will this meet up with the other stuff is a question. I have not checked, but I'm going to. Not really.
Getting caught back up with our messenger here. I think we are all caught up and ready for the night.
Sweet.
So just tuning in with us, guys. We're kind of waiting for these storms to meander out of the UP so we can safely do a briefing here without having to break out of the briefing back into severe coverage. Watching this one in particular line here, and also that one storm up there in the top right of your screen, that yellowish brown box up there, tan box.
Yep.
Those are the two storms we're kind of watching right now. And it's going to take a minute before this gets on to the lake, but otherwise we're tentatively scheduled for 9 p.m. for our briefing for tonight's severe threat, as well as tomorrow as well. I think either way, Joel, as this doesn't go severe by 9, I think we should just go ahead and pop out and do it.
Yep. We could honestly probably just do it during the live briefing, honestly. If it came to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll give it 15 more minutes here. Get onto the bay.
The statement does expire in 2 minutes. We'll see if they extend it. Bryce, please do not spam in chat. Yes, that is correct, Southeast. That's correct. Bryce, if I see another spam comment, I'm going to put you in timeout. Or one of the moderators can. I don't know if we had anything in here yet. I see Jess is in here, though. So. I did not know that, Bob. Look into that. I don't know if we have that or not. And we're severe now. Go figure. Go figure. We are now severe for southern Menominee County.
This is why we wait.
And this is exactly why we wait. All right, pull this up here. It's going to be for Delta Menominee County until 9:15, so a half hour longer. So we'll go over this here in a second, guys. Give me a second to pull back my other radar up here. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this out. So the only areas here in Menominee County are going to be this northeastern corner right here. That's going to be your only little slice there, Menominee County. Everything else is Delta. Big old yellow box here. Masonville, Gladstone, Escanaba, Nama. Your hazards are quarter-size hail as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. Radar has been indicating these winds are likely gusty. So if you happen to live in this warning here, especially in Delta County, anywhere from Masonville down to Escanaba, along 2-41. I'm not sure if that's 241 or what's up with that road. Wells, Escanaba, Ford River along M35 here, Sioux Hill, Larch, Riverland, Nama, Ensign, all within that warning, as well as Isabella, Garden Corners. What's up?
It's US 2 and US 41 combined.
That's weird.
Yep.
All right, so there we go. Good thing we didn't hop off there. So now we get our push back to probably closer to 9:15 for our briefing. So again, this is going to be a severe warning here for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail, which is quarter size. Take a peek here at our VIL. Got one particular area over here toward Woodlawn, Kingsley, right along 426, perhaps of some larger hail. But otherwise, it doesn't look too incredibly concerning. Let's go back to scans here and track this. Yeah, just kind of pulsing, so to speak. That one area here in particular near Cornell along 426 is going to be the most concerning area for hail.
I'll get the image in for you.
Okay, appreciate that. I didn't see it came through.
I'll post a radar screenshot too. I don't think you said Escanaba. I think you said Escanaba.
Yeah, Escanaba.
Yeah. Somebody thinks he said Escanabo.
There's always people in here trying to correct us when sometimes you don't need corrected. Chill, guys.
Pompeii. Pompeii.
It's Pompeii.
Bruh.
All right, this storm up here with the other statement is appearing to be weakening. Still a statement there for 30-mile-per-hour winds, as well as pea-sized hail in Luce County. Keep an eye on that one, but just this one severe warning now. And once this expires, we'll be pretty close to the waters here. It shouldn't become too big of a concern after that. So we're likely in our last half hour of coverage here. We're almost to the water. This is going to be crossing 41 and 2 between Masonville down to Ford River, Escanaba, Wells, and Gladstone also in there. Velocity is definitely on the uptrend, that's for sure. Upwards of 40 in there now, perhaps 30 to 40 miles an hour along the leading edge. Yeah, what Nick said for you, Tommy, is right. HRRR is a model, a weather model that we use quite often here. It's one of the most commonly used short-term model. I called what spot on?
We kind of both did. We're both
sitting here. Warning here. That was all Joel. I was ready to hop out of here at 8 o'clock for the briefing, and Joel was like, "Yeah, we gotta stay on." So this is all Joel here. But yes, we will do a briefing. So Masonville, Gladstone, Wells, Escanaba, the biggest cities that are about to be impacted by this severe thunderstorm. I see Flat Rock, Riverland, and Chandler. Hey, another Chandler. Also in the path of this.
Let's see if we can catch a break between our briefing and our severe weather coverage for later.
Man, my head is killing me, dude. Dropping headache. It's gonna be a long night. Need caffeine. I may go for caffeine tonight. I don't know. Let's go ahead and track this. We do this correctly here. Let's go 1. Nope. I want to track it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. Some areas and impact times in Central Time. All right. 7:55 for Lambert, Chaston, 7:57. West Gladstone, 7:58. Gruz at 7:59. Gladstone proper at 7:59. Kipling at 8:02. Larch at 8:03. Wells at 8:04. Maywood 8:05. Masonville 8:06. Escanaba, it's going to be 8:08. Garth at 8:08. Pine Ridge at 8:10. Alton at 8:14. Stonington 8:15. Ensign 8:16. Nama at 8:35. Isabella at 8:41. Nama. Thank you.
H is a Y.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, I have Pompeii and you have Nama, so
Pompeii.
and that's Nama. So
Bob,
Andrew,
thank you for
Andrew,
gift-
sorry,
Go ahead.
Andrew's back in here, so he can tell you.
Thank you, Bob, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you for your support. Welcome to the team, guys.
Thank you, Bob, as always.
Almost to the water. Almost.
Yep.
Close.
Yes, the UP up there is in a different time zone. In fact, part of that severe thunderstorm warning is in Central Daylight Time for Menominee County, that tiny corner there on the left side. Got some hotter pixels starting to show up there. So enter Wells and Gladstone, it looks like, Ryan.
Yeah, looks like some 40 or 50 mile per hour winds there. Of course, we're a couple thousand feet off the ground there, but definitely an indication of heavier winds. They just updated this warning here. Tornado possible tag now on it, Joel.
Wow.
Not surprised by that, honestly. We're getting some increased velocity there. If you look at the reflectivity as well, it has a little bit of a hook on it, like a supercellular shape here. A little bit of a hook on it. So if anything were to happen, it'd likely be down here with this hook, or perhaps up here on this part of the storm as well. A little bit of inflow perhaps coming down the Masonville side of things. But looking at the velocity, for sure getting a few, usually I call it clutter, but definitely could be some concerning velocity here. Heading toward the Escanaba and Wells area, also Ford River. It's going to be directly over Riverland near Hyde and Pine Ridge.
Probably more of a, I would say, Ryan, it's going to be probably where the tail end Charlie's at.
That's
right
what I'm
there,
thinking too.
I know it looks stronger further up, but I think it's going to be right there near Hyde and Pine Ridge.
Yep. That makes sense too, structure wise.
Which those are intersections, but.
See a starred comment from Brian asking about St. Clair County. So you guys over on the east side, you're okay. You got a long way to go. Severe threat tonight is quite low the further east you go, especially way over there towards Ontario. Your threat will be probably later on, probably closer to like 3, 4, 5 a.m. For you over there. So storms are expected to be at the strongest in southwest Michigan. But over on the southeast side, your threat is not 0, but it is quite low. And again, severe threat does exist tomorrow as well for the entire state, although our confidence is extremely low. We'll go over that a little bit later on with the briefing, but there is a threat for you guys tomorrow as well. All right, I'm going to pull up GR2 here. I'm going to do a 4-panel look at this just so we're kind of tracking all angles. Although I'm not in the stream here with that radar, I'm in the other room just in case. Some comments flying there, but I want to have eyes on this. Mm-mm.
I'm going to post a radar update.
Go ahead.
For this one on Facebook and Twitter.
Scans are still coming in every 6 minutes. So our next scan will be available to us in about 2 minutes. It was about 8:53 Eastern. It's 8:58, so 6-minute scan put 8:59. So we'll get a scan here any moment. So regardless of any tornado possible tag, there is still some intense winds here happening on the leading edge of this storm here, heading into Masonville, Gladstone, Wells, and Escanaba along Route 2/Route 41. Ensign also would be in the path of that, all the way down to Ford River, Sioux Hill, Pine Ridge, Hyde, as well as Larch, West Gladstone, and Maywood, I'm seeing as well. So this is a severe storm producing damaging winds, perhaps some large hail as well. And there is also some rotation with this cell for sure. And that area is going to be right down here on the very tail end of this storm, heading right into Escanaba. These greens and reds are coming together, especially this area right here. I'm going to watch that area a little bit closer. That'd be the general area. Andrew says it's very windy here at the edge of that storm. Make sure you're safe, Andrew. There is some rotation with this storm, so make sure you're inside, away from windows. Go to your basement if you do have a basement. It's not tornado warned, but there is a little bit of rotation what they're seeing, and that's why they put a possible tornadic tag on this. Any second now for the new scan. Feels like forever.
Yeah, especially with a tornado possible.
I got the new scan. Looks like the only area of concern now is going to be on the very far edge of this. It's going to be down here again, heading into Escanaba, but the majority of it did weaken. Although height and velocity continues, there's a new scan. There's going to be your area of interest, right just south of Hyde and Pine Ridge areas. Although that doesn't really look too overly concerning. New day 1 is out as well. No change with the placement of the slight risk or marginal risk. So the risk continues tonight per SPC. We'll go over that here on our briefing here. Whenever this is no longer posing a threat down here in Delta County.
Why is everyone talking about car sounds? Because of my... Is that my place, I'm guessing?
I haven't noticed.
I just looked up from posting the severe weather update on Facebook and Twitter, and random car alert.
Looks like the bulk of the heavier winds are going to be over Masonville, Gladstone, and Wells right now, pushing across over here on the other side of Delta County, just south of Ensign and Alton.
Yep, and I was about to point that out too. Is that looks like a little bit of a jet kicking that out with rotation, kind of spinning that inflow notch there, right there where Masonville's at.
Yeah.
So we'll have to watch that as it crosses to the east of Gladstone.
It needs to dive more south. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about this storm over here now in your Garden and Thompson areas. Hopefully it dives south here and goes onto the lake. Yeah, there's no real change with the SPC forecast for tonight. Damaging winds is your primary concern, especially the further south and west you are toward Kalamazoo area. And then also that 2% Tornado risk continues for the exact same area, Kalamazoo, and points southwestward, as well as your hail probability for Kalamazoo points southwestward. Damaging wind threat continues, highest in the southwest, but continues up to the 96 corridor, into the Thumb, Tri-Cities, over to Mount Pleasant, over to the Big Rapids area, and points south.
Looks like it was unchanged.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything. Anything too spectacular differently? Wow, I'm tired. Nothing drastically different with it.
And if you know anybody that lives in Namah and Garden, I would definitely share the stream with them for sure, as this continues off in a east-southeastward direction, as well as Fairport there in the peninsula, which is south of Garden, down there at the end of M183.
Oh, over here.
Yeah, way down to the south.
Devil's Corner and Fayette are also in the path of that area.
Red Dozier with a $20 super chat real quick. Just paid a visit to your Amazon wish list. You have some goodies coming your way. Now go get some medication for your head, Ryan, from Red Dozier. Thank you, Red Dozier, for your very generous support to our channel as always, and potentially for our Amazon wish list. We'll keep an eye out for that. And thank you. Many thanks.
Thank you, Red. I'll probably have to take some Tylenol here at some point if this continues.
Yeah. Who needs the light bar? That's Chandler. in the Amazon wish list, I believe.
Yep, we have a couple chasers who need them actually for our partners. Chandler is the one who needed them the most.
Yep. Everything on that wish list is things we need. So,
yep.
Even if it is just snacks.
New scan should be coming in here in about a minute and a half. Keep an eye on that. Warning continues. Quarter-size hail possible. Winds up to 60 miles per hour. And stay alert for a possible tornado. Oh, yeah. Up there by Gladstone area where you said, Joel, the Bookend Vortex and Flow Notch area.
Mm-hmm.
Enrod is lighting up.
There's your new scan, it looks like.
There's a new scan. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
All right, so now we're going to be over here on the tip of Delta County. How you can go to our wish list on Amazon. I will drop the link in chat for you guys. It's also found on our link tree. I just dropped that in both Facebook and YouTube chats. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. Looks like the bulk of this is going to be pushing over into Delta, and hopefully that'll be the end of this. But we also got that other, like Joel just mentioned, over by Garden area on the very eastern tip of that. Garden's on there, Devil's Corner as well. That's a good ways out still. So let's just get across this central tip of Delta County.
It's like a downburst going on back there by Brampton too, Perkins area, up there north of Gladstone. It's anticyclonic. Yeah, anticyclonic right there. So that'd be winds moving out in all directions. These storms are not projected to hit Grand Rapids. This is just UP. Storms for southern Michigan are over in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, and Illinois right now.
Rachel with a $10 super chat. Ask about the chance of tornadoes in Battle Creek. Haven't slept for days. Want to try to sleep. So, Rachel, the threat tonight for tornadoes for Battle Creek is low, but it's not zero. The main concern tonight is damaging winds. Overall confidence is on the lower end, but I wouldn't say that they are not a threat tonight. So we're going to keep an eye on things. Unfortunately, we can't tell you it's a zero threat. So wish we could, but hopefully the best case scenario here, we get to the storms. They're going to be weak. We can tell you, yeah, they're not looking too concerning. At that point, that's going to be the best case scenario. But regardless, we'll be here tracking.
Yep, we saw the update. Careful not to do all caps, please, though. Thank you. Stayed pretty much unchanged.
What other perks does Omega have that differs from regular radar sight? A lot. So your regular radar sight is just going to have your typical reflectivity. On Omega, we have all these products to go off of: velocity, storm relative velocity, correlation coefficient, differential reflectivity. They're all advanced radar products here. Outside of that, though, we also have models built in to Omega. In particular, we have HRRR, the NAM3, NAM12, the RAP, GFS, Euro, quite a bit. You also have your forecast from SPC, as well as tropical forecasts, climatological outlooks, winter weather forecasts, discussions, alerts. It's a whole weather app, essentially. So there's a lot built into Omega. I could go on for a few minutes discussing that, but that's not the focus right now. If you're looking for Pivotal, like that's just a model site at that point. Pivotal is good for models, for sure. New scan coming in for reflectivity. All right.
Did you see the extended special marine warning as well?
No, I do now.
Just came in.
So
possible water spout.
Well, they're concerned. So this warning here expires in 4 minutes. Here's your new velocity scan coming in. A bulge of damaging winds there continues just south of Alton, east of Maywood. It's going to be, I don't see any town names here. 511, 513 between those two, moving over toward 503. We'll see if they extend this or continue the warning here. Again, it expires in 3 minutes. That's the only storm currently in the state that is concerning. We're trying to get a briefing in here for later tonight. But right now, this is going to be the main concern here.
Yeah, there's not much on the peninsula there in Delta County other than a place called Stonington and right across the river from Gladstone, which is being impacted right now, a little place called Maywood. I'm not even sure that's a city. That's about the only places that are here. County Road 511.
There's a few houses in Maywood. Twin Spring Park 20.5 lane. There you go. Very few population. I'm very curious what they're going to do with this warning here, because we got this area here on land to go through and this area here. So we'll see if they extend this. Then,
New warning.
as soon as I said that, there's your new warning, guys. They're going to continue this tornado possible, quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We're going until 9:45 now.
Time to update the Facebook post.
Yep. I'm working on it. You want to take over for a minute, Joel?
Yep. I'll address the comment about becoming a meteorologist here real quick. Good with science, not good with calc. Definitely want to be brushing up on your math. I was not advanced math in high school, and it's tough. So you definitely want to be brushing up on your calc anytime you can. So this means this new severe thunderstorm warning just popped in. It means our severe weather briefing will be pushed back until at least 9:15 or 9:45 now. The update on the severe thunderstorm warning reads as follows. The National Weather Service Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Delta County, south central upper Michigan until 9:45. 9:12 severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Rapid River to Gladstone and Escanaba, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Again, those hazards, as Ryan mentioned, 6-mile-per-hour wind gusts, core size hail, and a tornado possible. Radar indicated locations impacted: Escanaba, Gladstone, Rapid River, Nema, Garden Corners, Isabella, not Isabella County, just Isabella, Fayette, Ford River, Ensign, Hyde, and Maplewood. Remain alert for possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once to the basement, small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Also, heavy rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. All radar indicated 300 degrees, 25 knots. Thank you for that, GR2. I will add that in here so I can get super res updated, or storm relative velocity updated. There's your storm relative. Looks like a mess. Looks better on normal base velocity. A couple pockets kind of here and there poking out in front of the storm, and as well as back here, this entire red blob right here is where some heavy winds are also located across the peninsula.
The graphic is not coming in for this one for some reason.
Garden City is in the path of this. Garden City. I'm guessing they're right next to each other. I don't see it on my radar here.
It loaded finally.
Yeah, we don't have any control over the ads. Again, those are there on YouTube. The only way you can get rid of the ads is if you get YouTube Premium. That's something we don't offer. That's something that YouTube offers. Yes, we do have a timing map up for tonight's storms on our Facebook page. But yeah, the briefing right now is currently pushed back to 9:45. So if you guys are waiting on that, you can hang out here with us for a little bit. Otherwise, we'll be over there hopefully by 10 o'clock. That's the plan. Pesky little storm will not go into the water. Kind of like a mini bow. If you look at base reflectivity here, a little bit of a surge to the east. The left mover. Right now, the warning, yes, is expected to expire at 9:45. Special marine warning. Guessing that is the one that just got issued. Sheshwa Point to Rock Island Passage, 5 nautical miles offshore to Mid-Lake, as well as Green Bay north of a line of Cedar River, Michigan to Rock Island Passage, and Sheshwa Point to Point Detour, Michigan until 10:15. So boaters beware if you're on northern Lake Michigan. Seek safe harbor immediately. And this new severe thunderstorm warning does include Garden and Fairport here on the peninsula. Make sure you have a sturdy structure if you live in the Garden, Namah, and Fairport area. Mobile home, find a sturdy structure nearby if possible. These storms are moving at about 30 miles per hour, so you still have some time to cross as the storm crosses the bay.
All right, post is out finally. Cool. All right.
This is a why I oughta moment for the radar not updating more than 5 minutes. We're just sitting here and waiting every 5 minutes for a new scan to come in.
Yeah, it makes our job a little bit harder there.
Yep. But we do know that this is moving relatively slow because each scan here is a 6-minute interval. So if you rock it back and forth, that's how far it moves in 6 minutes. Not very far. So 30 miles per hour, very accurate. This won't even be into Garden until that end of the warning, so around 9:45. It may even be closer to 10. Not a confirmed tornado in Escanaba right now, no. They do have tornado possible tag, though, on the storm because tornado could develop quickly from the storm due to the fact it has some velocity signatures on there that we're watching closely, some higher velocity signatures, although it looks more like a downburst right now. Radar on the left, your base reflectivity, which is your heavy rain and hail potentially, where the pinks are. On the right is your velocity. Where we look for the reds and greens coming close together would be where there's rotation. Right now, it looks kind of loosely organized, in my opinion. Perhaps a little bit of a downburst on the backside there north of Gladstone as it passes over the US 41, US 2 interchange. But again, not seeing too much in terms of like strong rotation. But nevertheless, that is about the beam height here is about 4,200 feet off the ground. So again, we can't see anything below 4,200 feet, which is almost a mile up into the atmosphere. There's also some islands that are kind of in the path of the storm as well. They're not in the warning itself, but you have Summer Island, Little Summer Island, St. Martin Island, or Martine, however you call it, and Poverty Island. Yes, that's the name of it.
There's also Gull Island, Gravelly Island. There's a few other ones out there.
Smaller.
Very small. What is this one? No name on that one.
Oh, your radar's not live, but
I know. I didn't expect it
I
to
didn't know
be.
if you wanted to take it live.
I will say the latest velocity scan, I'm getting 923 coming in. The area of stronger velocities is passing back over water just south of Nema. The 503, 511 area. It's going to be on water here. Then I'll move over water toward Fayette, Devil's Corner, and Garden about 10 minutes or so.
That body of water right there is Big Bay de Noc, I think is how you pronounce it.
I'm not.
But I could be wrong. We need our UP viewers in here. What?
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
That is, for those who are wondering, that is this body of water right here. This whole body. And you have Little Bay de Noc here by Escanaba. If I'm wrong, please let me know in chat. It's Bay and then DE space NOC. Bay de Noc. So Bay de Noc, okay. But you gotta do the pronunciation. Or a little bit of the pronunciation abbreviation sort of thing. Bay de Noc. Currently scheduled for 9:45, Bob.
Can I reschedule this on stream here too? I think I can.
You guys are very kind.
I can't schedule it, unfortunately, for Facebook. I might be able to for YouTube. Nope. I can't update it.
Good news is our storm earlier in Luce County is now gone. Just fizzled out very quick. So the only storms that's left right now in the UP is here in South Central Delta County, heading for Garden and Fairport, as well as Nema.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but that northern storm there just went SWS. Oh, man. Winds in excess of 30 miles an hour, as well as a half-inch hail. I believe the threats are going to go this real quick. It's going to ride the county line. This is going to be Marquette County, Alger County, Alger, as well as Northern Delta. Yep, half-inch hail, winds in excess of 30 miles per hour.
Love that. Heading for Trinary, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Let's play a game called How Long Will this severe weather briefing get delayed? We're already at an hour and a half, hour and 45.
As soon as this goes on water, dude, we just need to hop off here and get it done.
No, we will. If it goes warned again, we will cover it during the briefing.
Yeah, we're going to have to at this point, because I know a lot of people are anxiously waiting that, so we don't want to keep you guys waiting, but obviously severe weather comes first, so. Muted. You're muted, Joel.
Sorry, I was asking about Jeopardy.
Ah.
Did you actually play it or no?
Wait, what?
Someone just said, "Why?" Kevin said, "Why did I hear the Jeopardy theme?" So I think he's just messing with us.
No. Not much to talk about here between scans. Just kind of waiting. There's a new scan. Doesn't look too concerning.
On to Bay Denalk it goes.
It's going to come over onto this part of the island here, Fayette, Devil's Corner, and Garden. Hopefully it's on its way out here, and we'll be able to pop out of here and do a briefing.
Okay, for those who are waiting on the briefing, we do have that timing map up as a preliminary kind of placeholder on X and Facebook for those who want to go check that out. Just scroll down a couple posts. It is kind of buried beneath the current severe warnings going on out there, but it is there. Do you think we could maybe pin it for a time being, Ryan?
The what exactly?
The timing map. We don't have to, but
We can.
It's down maybe I think 8 posts now.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's pinned now.
Sweet. So timing map is now pinned on Facebook for those who are curious. It's also there on X. We don't have Facebook.
It'll be right next to the current stream that's ongoing. It's pinned, so you got to scroll just to the right there, and you'll be able to see it. Although I think I can probably take that stream off the pinned at this point.
Yeah, probably.
So it'll be first post under featured.
Yeah, now I can unsee that too. Thanks, guys. Bay Denalk looks like a guy holding his back. I can see that. We just got a new scan in. 28. No, it's 3 minutes.
No.
3 minutes old. Okay. Like as I've mentioned in the stream earlier, Southwest Michigan, potential for all hazards. That would be points west and south of Kalamazoo. Hopefully that answers your question. But again, we are going to go over tonight's stuff here in our briefing coming up. So please hold your questions until then, if possible, or direct them to the timing map. They just trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning now. So Fairport is technically not in the severe thunderstorm warning anymore. Continues for another 13 minutes here. They still are continuing the 1-inch hail, 6-mile-per-hour winds, and the tornado possible. This complex moves across Bay Denalk right now, heading for Garden. But Fairport, again, you guys are not in the warning. It looks like it's going to skim by just to the north of you. there any more land in the way? Beaver Island. It's a whiles away, though. I believe we had a special weather statement for Beaver Island earlier in June, if I recall. The velocities are starting to pick up on that storm back there in northern Delta a little bit. Although on base velocity, it doesn't look as impressive.
No.
Classic downburst, though. Ryan, if you want to take over, I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
I'll do that when you get back too.
What was that?
And once you get back, I'll do that too.
Okay. You can take radar if you want. Otherwise, I'll leave it looping right there.
Heaviest of the winds appears to be over the water currently, but about to come back on shore. Fayette, Devil's Corner, and Garden, all the way down to the tip of Sac Bay and Fairport. This is going to be the very far southern tip of Delta County in the UP of Michigan. The warning is in effect. It says possible tornado tag, but the main concern, 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as quarter-size hail. That continues as the storm moves over this very thin island, or not really an island, but extension here of Delta County. Here's your land. This is your water. It's hard to see here, I know, but this is your water. And then here's your land. So it's got just a bit more land to go off of. Once the storm is off on the water, we will pop out of here and into our briefing for tonight and also tomorrow, as there is a continuation of the severe threat across southern Michigan tonight, especially for southwest Michigan. Watching the storms develop out in Wisconsin right now. Those are the ones to watch pushing our way. Multiple severe warnings in effect out there, as well as a few tornado warnings, although the environment out there is more favorable than it is here. Severe weather remains a possibility tonight with those storms across southern Michigan. Yeah, it's been delayed about at least an hour and 45 at this point. It was scheduled for 8 o'clock, and now we're sitting at 9:36. So, hey, sometimes that happens. Yeah, Diane, it changes because we're covering the UP right now. Once this warning is dropped and no other threats are ongoing, we'll do the briefing. So yeah, it's been delayed about an hour and 37 at this point. But hey, sometimes it happens. We'll do a very quick briefing, get you the details you guys need to know so you guys can hop off and go about your evenings. But we'll be probably doing that here with the next couple of minutes here. I can't imagine they're going to keep this warning around too much longer. And if it does, the storm will be off onto water here fairly soon. So this will be coming to an end here fairly quickly. The storm up here also keeps an eye. We're going to keep an eye on this one up here, up there in Marquette County / Alger County. Classic downburst signature there, where the reds are going away from the radar, greens are going toward the radar. So some gustier winds probably happening there in the Limestone area. They're just west of Limestone along 41 there. Yeah, this storm that's currently warned doesn't really look too appealing. Some gustier winds for sure, but I'm not really seeing anything that says large hail or anything rotational wise that's occurring with this storm. Yes, we are live both on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Welcome back, Joel.
Yes, I am here.
We'll be streaming all night, but only if there's severe, which we do expect at least a few warnings later on this evening. These storms are going pretty slow right now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
This warning expires in 5 minutes. We'll see if they continue it. I'm wearing a Chevy shirt. It's not because I'm a fan of Chevy. It's just because the shirt was cheap at Walmart a few years ago. I'd wear my MSC T-shirt, but it's in the laundry. And now that you're back, Joel, are you good if I use the bathroom real quick?
Yep, go for it.
I'm gonna grab some food while I'm at it too. It'll be like 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, be back in a second.
Yes, because we don't know how long it's going to take overnight. We will have a separate room for severe. Also, a very nice sunset right now here, at least where I'm at in Mount Pleasant. Ooh, we haven't named the duck yet. We might do that in our briefing when there's no severe going on. Oops. Yes, they are taking forever. 6-minute scans. Makes it look like it's going fast, but it's not. Fairport, this is heading for you guys now. Even though you guys aren't in the warning box. It looks like it's trying to dip south a little more. So its velocity, though. Marquette is still the closest radar site here. Heaviest of winds are right in this pocket here, just north of Fairport. Again, heading for M183. Bunch of boaters in the Chicago to Mackinac Island yacht race. They start in Chicago or they start in Mackinac, and when is a question. Yeah, the storm is still at it, Kalen. Moving ever so slowly. It's kind of like our own little rain delay here. But for the people in Garden and Fairport, this is for you guys. So be on alert. Interior room. Best chance for damaging winds right now are going to be in between Garden and Fairport, at least according to velocity. Yeah, Canada does allow us to use the radar sites. They are not available on GR2, but on Radar Omega, they're visible. Sailboats are all up at this, all near the straits as we speak, so they haven't started yet. Interesting. Hopefully, the storm kind of loses its strength, but right now, half of northern Lake Michigan is in that special marine warning, as indicated in that blue box. This is currently projected to go towards Beaver Island, so Emmett and Charlevoix County more than anything. We are not going to sleep tonight. Are they all? Oh, so they are heading north. So they left from Chicago. Okay. So it looks like they're going to beat the storms then for the most part. That's good. Oh, good news, everybody. The warning has expired. It is now 9:45. We do still have the special weather statement up there for portions of Delta and Marquette counties. But good news is we're no longer in severe weather ops. We are going to a different stream here for the briefing. But we will call it for now. If this goes severe again for some reason, we will be back for that. But we'll probably be doing it during our briefing. Okay. So I think we're going to take this. I know Ryan's not here right now because he's grabbing food and going to the bathroom. But I'm going to go ahead and call it here for the severe weather coverage for the UP. It's been quite some time. We can finally take our break for a couple minutes and then jump on for the briefing. So we'll go ahead and do that, Ryan. Jump off, and we'll come back here in a couple minutes for the briefing.
Yeah, give us a few. Okay.
Yep. All right, everybody, make sure to hit the like button on the way out for your support of our channel. If you haven't followed us already, what are you doing? Go ahead and follow us. We are doing this all the time, sacrificing our sleep schedules and our normal schedules for you guys. So we do appreciate it if you follow us. Don't have to, but it's there. Other than that, we'll see you in the next live stream here coming up in a couple minutes. Take care, everybody.